last week. Oh, do you like it here? Not really, no. Elisa wasn't entirely sure what to say to that, so she just went with, ah. 5 minutes passed, and the professor still hadn't shown. Some students seemed perfectly happy with this arrangement, continuing to talk or text, while others squirmed in their seats and glanced at their watches, asking the others if they'd possibly gotten the start time wrong. Elisa cleared her throat and threw an idea out to the room. Maybe we should call the registrar's office or some... One of the jocks in the back row cut her off. You know, there's a rule that if the professor doesn't show up after 15 minutes, we can just leave. She bristled. There was no such rule. She had checked. But if ever the prof really is 15 minutes late, her father had said, leave anyway. That's what I always did, and I graduated with a 3.8. Before she could say anything, the girl who'd brought a book with her spoke. Her eyes didn't leave the page. I don't think that rule is official, and even if it were, it hasn't even been 15 minutes yet. Man, her voice had a way of quieting a room. And don't interrupt people. It's rude. The jock rolled his eyes and droned. Thanks, Mom. I'll keep that in mind. Which earned him a few laughs from the other students. Even so, Elisa noticed the red creeping up his cheeks, and she smiled. Thank you, she whispered to the girl, who didn't respond beyond a small nod. Sitting in a room full of people, all older, and at least outwardly more comfortable than her, was doing a number on Elisa's nerves. She hadn't loved high school, especially not since her best friend had graduated 2 years earlier, but at least she'd known what she was doing. Here, no idea. Totally flying blind. Maybe this was a bad idea. Okay, wow, I've been here less than 15 minutes. I've spoken to 2 people, and I'm already spiraling. Get it together, Benitez. On that thought, she reached into her pocket for her brick of a smartphone, which was a few years out of date, but worked okay, and was basically indestructible. Seriously, she could probably take someone's teeth out if she threw it at them hard enough. She reread the text her father had sent to her that morning. Good morning, college student. Let me know how your first day of classes go. Remember, confidence, eye contact, and it is virtually always cheaper to find PDFs of your textbooks somewhere online. Legally bought PDFs, of course. You definitely shouldn't look and see if anyone's put them up for free someplace. And on that note, you absolutely should not Google your homework questions to see if anyone's put up a cheat sheet for the full assignment. That would be irresponsible of me to explicitly encourage. Love you. Elisa smiled. Papa had a way of easing the knots in her stomach, even over text. Finally, nearly 10 minutes after class was supposed to begin, the door opened and a woman rushed in, throwing her briefcase onto the desk. Good morning, everyone. The professor had unkempt hair and her blouse was buttoned up wrong, but she was making an effort to be energetic and cheerful anyway. Elisa offered a small smile in return. The girl at the end of the row just grimaced as she put her book away. I'm Professor Maya DeCaro, and this is Introduction to Literature. While I get my roster pulled up, why don't we go around the room and share a little about ourselves? The suggestion was met with stray groans. You. She looked directly at Elisa, and she felt her stomach twist. Even though she knew exactly what her professor was about to say, she still prayed that she wouldn't. But then came the cursed words. Go ahead and get us started, will you? Your name, your age, something about yourself. Crap. Okay. Crap. Elisa stood, trying her best to smile and look somewhat convincing. Every eye in the room was on her, including those of the girl at the end of the row. I'm Elisa Benitez, she said. I'm a senior in high school, actually, and, I'm the second of 5 girls. Oh, would I know your sisters? Professor DeCaro asked, looking up from her computer. Julietta, maybe. She graduated.